name is Whitney Ewing, and I'm an Education Abroad Coordinator here at Colorado State University in the Office of International Programs, as well as the CSU Center in Todos Santos. I'm joined here with my colleague Marie Schaller, another coordinator in our office, who will be my tech support for the day, and will be also moderating any questions that come through the chat. So if you have anything, go ahead and type that in. For those of you who couldn't join us live, we missed you today, but we will absolutely follow up with a recording to you, and we hope you follow up with any questions you have directly with us. So again, thank you for joining us. To get us started, I would like to read our CSU land acknowledgement. Colorado State University acknowledges with respect that the land we are on today is the traditional and ancestral homes of the Arapaho, Cheyenne, and Ute nations and peoples. This is also a site of trade, gathering, and healing for numerous other Native tribes. We recognize the Indigenous peoples as original stewards of this land and all the relatives within it. As these words of acknowledgement are spoken and heard, the ties nations have to their traditional homelands are renewed and reaffirmed. CSU is founded as a land-grant institution, and we accept that our mission must encompass access to education and inclusion, and significantly, that our founding came at a dire cost to Native nations and peoples whose land this university was built upon. This acknowledgement is the education and inclusion we must practice in recognizing our institutional history, responsibility, and commitment. Alrighty, let's jump into things. So as I mentioned, my name is Whitney Ewing. I work with both our CSU Center in Todos Santos, which I'll talk a little bit about later, as well as our Education Abroad team here in Laurel Hall, right on the Oval, where our offices are. I have several roles on campus, and within this team, I support our students studying in Latin America, which is why you're all here today. Our students headed to Earth University in Costa Rica. I oversee some faculty-led programs as well, and I work with our incoming exchange students. I studied abroad as a sophomore at the University of Leicester in England. It absolutely changed my life and the trajectory of kind of my career and what I wanted to do, which is why I'm excited to be here with you all today, because it's exactly where I want to be. And I've been in the field for a little while now. So please reach out if you have any questions, whether it be about Latin America or just anywhere else in the world. I'm here, and I'm here to help you. But first, I wanted to start off with some myth busting. There are some popular topics in education abroad and things we consistently hear from students about why they might be hesitant about taking on a study abroad experience, whether that be, a short-term program, maybe when you're only gone 2 or 3 weeks, as well as a semester program. So what students may or may not know is that education abroad can absolutely and should absolutely keep you on track for graduation. Prior to committing and embarking on a study abroad experience, you will know how your classes and credits come back from that host institution, or how it will count towards your program or degree or major. I always say that academics and finances or budget should be the very last piece that surprises you in terms of education abroad. We need to know those answers prior to anyone committing. They're too scary for anything to be up in the air. Some things that a lot of people don't know is that there are programs that are less expensive to study abroad at than living here in Fort Collins. So yes, we have had students, wildly enough, study abroad multiple times during their time at CSU, and will end up saving money. So strange, but it might be a little bit cheaper or more accessible or affordable to actually live abroad than it might be to live in Fort Collins, which is wild to think about. You can absolutely fulfill course requirements abroad. We have programs that, yes, are better known for maybe particular majors that will absolutely fulfill some major or minor requirements that you may need. Again, all of this will be talked about, and you'll know all of this prior to even committing to a program. We have an incredible risk management team here at CSU that does include our office, that works hard to make sure you feel good about your safety and health prior to departing for an education abroad experience. We work in a way that is definitely more proactive in our approach to risk management. We want you to have all the tools to make great decisions and to be able to react to those unknown circumstances prior to going abroad. And then, of course, the risk management team is here to help you and support you should you fall into, an uncertain or, situation that you didn't anticipate. So, Another thing is communicating with folks back at home, your loved ones. So if you're abroad, communicating back with people in the States, or even communicating with those on the ground when you're overseas. I think one of the biggest thing you can do is set expectations with your loved ones on how often they're going to hear from you, how accessible you're going to be, via cell phone, via your computer, social media, etc. But typically students really enjoy sharing their experiences with their loved ones when they return, but also along the journey via social media and whatnot. So some of these, we call them myths. They are absolutely concerns and things that are absolutely valid for students to be concerned about. But we work hard to kind of mitigate those concerns and make sure you feel comfortable before going abroad. All right, Rams in Latin America. I thought these statistics were super interesting and fun. So we send the Rams all over the world, and I wanted to give you a small snapshot of what it's like for our Rams in Latin America. We have, as you can see, quite a few students who study abroad in Mexico. I will talk about our CSU Center in Todos Santos, Mexico, a little bit later. But we also send quite a few students to Ecuador, Costa Rica, Chile is coming up there, Argentina, Panama, Honduras, all over. And actually, there were more places our students go. I just couldn't fit them all in this this graph. And we can certainly talk about this. And what I love about this is that while these are our numbers and what's most popular within the last 6 years, our numbers are going up. More and more and more students are headed abroad in this, as if you want to even call it a post-pandemic life, even though we're very much still in it. But we are seeing a lot more mobility with our students. We have the highest number of students studying abroad this fall than any other fall before. So Rams are eager to get out of here, which is so exciting to be a part of their experiences. Why study abroad in Latin America as opposed to one of the other continents and wonderful places or regions of the world? Definitely their biodiversity is super appealing, especially for our science students, but just any major in general. So many different species of animals, plants, and access to different ecosystems and just regions that maybe we don't have access to here in Colorado, which is fascinating to me. You can take courses in Spanish and English in most of our programs. So if you don't speak the Spanish language, that's fine. But in fact, it's a great opportunity to pick up the Spanish language or I don't know, just work on it in general and become more fluent. It's fantastic. We have programs that are based in the city, and we have other programs that are more rural, just depending on what your goals are and where you see yourself living and thriving while you're abroad. And then, as I mentioned before, many programs in Latin America, but other places as well, are the same cost or more affordable to live in Fort Collins, which is just wild. So I guess if you're ready to save some money during your time in college, which I know is just more expensive now than ever, maybe studying abroad could be that way and that solution to make it a bit more affordable for you. I would like to move forward and just highlight a few of our programs. As I mentioned before, I work with our CSU Center in Todos Santos in Baja California Sur, Mexico. And if any of you didn't know, Colorado State does have a presence, like a research or field stations or extension of Colorado State University down in Mexico. It's about an hour north of Cabo San Lucas in a magical small town of about 7,000 to 9,000 people. It's a short 3.5-hour flight from Denver. You have access to the beach. I repeatedly hear from students that you will feel at home very quickly, and there's a fantastic art culture, which I love. I love art. We run a number of programs here. We have semester-long programs as well as short-term programs. And yeah, as I mentioned, it's the international extension of CSU. We have students who study, research, and then we also have a number of programs for the local community members. I love it. We work a lot with kiddos there. We run, well, it was pre-pandemic, we ran some theater programs for kids, and we also have programs down there to teach English to the local community members if they have an interest to do that. We have our deadline for our spring semester in Todos Santos program is coming up on October 8th. This is a 10-week program. Students earn 13 credits. And what I love about this is all the credits are CSU credits, so there's no surprise in terms of how credits are going to come back and be applied towards your major or minor. All the courses are taught by CSU faculty who live on site with students at the CSU Center. So at the center is where students live, but it's also where you learn. Think open air classrooms, which is just mind-boggling to me, just being out in the open air learning. This program has a heavy emphasis on out-of-class learning. So if you're a student who doesn't like to be sitting at a desk all day or surrounded by four walls and would rather be interacting with people, researching, engaging in the local community, this would be a fantastic program for you. We're offering a number of $1,500 scholarships for the spring 2023 semester. And just so you know that this program will also be offered next summer and fall and subsequent terms, but the classes change every single term. So this spring is a focus on sustainability. So if sustainability is your jam, this would be the way, I highly recommend you take advantage of it. We also have a number of short-term programs, and what I mean by that is when students go abroad and study for a shorter period of time than a full semester. So think 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they vary in length, and the CSU Center in Todos Santos hosts a variety of short-term programs from CSU. We also host a number of short-term programs from other institutions in the United States, which is awesome. So CSU students who participate on these programs would have the opportunity to engage with students and folks from other campuses, which I think is really neat. Again, these short-term programs feature a variety of disciplines, and our brochure pages online are a great way to kind of explore all of those options. Another program I want to highlight is our USAC program in Costa Rica. USAC is an affiliate or a study abroad provider that we work with. USAC offers a number of study abroad opportunities for students, and our CSU students can take advantage and participate on any of their programs. USAC does a wonderful job on having a staff typically on the ground with you. So if you run into any issues or want support that way, there's USAC staff supporting you on the ground. And then, of course, we're supporting you here all the way back in Fort Collins while you're enjoying beautiful Costa Rica. This program in particular is an opportunity for you to study health, ecology, and conservation biology in Costa Rica. It's offered every fall, spring, and summer, and also includes opportunities for you to conduct independent research, internships, or volunteer if that's something that you would be interested in doing. This is a small town atmosphere with easy access to cultural, historical, and urban highlights of San Jose to the Pacific Coast. So like I mentioned, definitely different access to different ecosystems and regions than here in Fort Collins, which is just another great reason for you to study abroad. Oh, I love this photo. So another program I want to highlight, and actually fun fact, Chile is one of the few countries I would live in. I would love to visit all the countries. Home is the United States for me. Fort Collins is home, but I absolutely loved my time in Valparaiso and Viña del Mar. It's such a special and beautiful two cities, I should say. And this is a great program. Again, another affiliate we work with, International Studies Abroad, aka ISA. And this is, I think, about an hour or two north of Santiago. And the program was created with international students in mind. The program offers you the opportunity to enroll in history, political science, and culture courses instructed in English. But again, if you're interested in starting to learn Spanish or improve upon your current Spanish language, this is a fantastic program to do that as well. All right, another program I'd love to chat about is our environmental public health. It is a short-term program offered at the CSU Center in Todos Santos. We have a faculty member that goes down there with students and is teaching the courses. This one typically runs between mid-May through mid-June, okay, so about 4 weeks. So if a semester isn't quite ready for it, or if you're not ready for a full semester, or if it doesn't work with your academic plan, again, you would know this well before committing to a program. Perhaps the short-term program would be a good fit for you. And let's see, you take 2 courses. You have environmental health, water quality, it's a 3-credit course, as well as air and waste management, 3 credits. And what I love about our study abroad programs in general is that these course offerings change all the time and the program offerings change all the time. So truly your choices are endless. It can be quite overwhelming, but no worries. You have the Education Abroad team here at CSU to guide you and support you through that process, and giving you the tools you need to make the choice. And the last program I'd like to chat about is this one in Panama. It's with the School for Field Studies, which is a very, it's a really cool affiliate and it's a great affiliate with a really cool model of very hands-on and out of the class learning. So if you're somebody, again, who wants to be out of your seat and really engaging with the local environment, this would be a fantastic place or fantastic program to look at. They have various academic themes, including climate change, rainforest and marine ecology, indigenous tourism and sustainability, and more. Over the summer, so this is offered as a summer program or a semester program. Summer students earn 4 credits. Semester students will earn about 18 credits. It typically includes a language course as well, at least 2 credits of a language, just depending on what you're looking for. It's made up of lectures, field exercises, assignments, tests, and research. Like I said, again, very much out and about, out of the classroom. I mean, it's really like the region is your classroom, which is really awesome. Some other fun things that are included in the program: snorkeling, you get to explore sea stars, turtles, dolphins, and schools of tropical fish. So I can't remember the last time I snorkeled or explored dolphins or schools of tropical fish in Fort Collins. So if anybody can point me in that direction, that'd be great. If not, you'll find me in Panama probably. Who you work with. All right, it takes a village, right? We hear that phrase all the time, and I am happy to be part of your village here at CSU if you need me. You will work closely with our Education Abroad coordinators, depending on which program you selected and what region. You'll also work very closely with your academic advisor. Again, we want to make sure you're keeping on track for graduation and getting those courses and credits that you need. And then, of course, if you're on a faculty or staff-led program where you're traveling abroad with a CSU faculty or staff member, you'll work very closely with that program leader. There are a number of offices you'll also consult or work with prior to going abroad. I hope you work with our, disability center if you're working on obtaining special accommodations or making sure you have what you need to be successful abroad. We have a number of students who work with counseling services, especially if they're currently receiving treatment for something here. We want to make sure, obviously, that can carry on abroad. These are all things we can talk about ahead of time. Our goal is just to make sure that you're safe and successful abroad and you have as much as you need to be successful abroad. Oh, money. Let's talk about it. 99.9% of the time, students keep most, if not all, of their financial aid and scholarships. Again, something you'd know way ahead of time. We have 2 lovely Education Abroad financial aid advisors, Cindy and Evelyn, and you can and should meet with them prior to even maybe selecting a program, just to understand kind of what that total cost will look like for you and how your aid package will be applied. CSU Education Abroad also offers about $600,000 in scholarships a year to study abroad students. We do have some deadlines coming up for winter break programs and this coming spring semester and spring break. You're looking at an October 1st deadline for our scholarship common application. We try to make it as easy as possible. It's 1 application and it'll apply you to about 30 scholarships. It's fantastic. And then for those of you that might be thinking about a program next year or the year after, we have an April 1st deadline to accommodate those students with programs in the fall and beyond. And there's our website where you can check out and keep up to date on scholarship information. But we try, like I said, to make it as affordable and accessible for as many students as we can. Couple other things I want to highlight. We have some amazing Education Abroad peer advisors. So if you don't want to talk to me all day, that's fine. We have some lovely, lovely peer advisors who are undergraduate students here at CSU. I believe most, if not all of them, all studied abroad in various locations around the world. They're all experts. I truly believe our students, after they get back, they're the experts. They're the one that lived it. They're the one that did it. And the more we can connect you with our returnees and our peer advisors, I think the better off you are, because they're going to have a lot, if not most of the answers to what that experience was like for them. Luckily, too, they're able to walk you through our application process and give you a general overview on how study abroad works at CSU. So they will be very involved in your process for selecting a program, etc. And they're lovely. We have some amazing peer advisors. You're thinking, maybe this is for me. Maybe not yet, but I think at least I want to explore my options. Great. Come see us. We have Education Abroad open advising hours, so you can just drop in virtually or at our offices in Laurel Hall, again, northeast corner of the Oval. Tuesdays between 1 and 4, Wednesdays 9 to 12, and then 1 to 4 again, and then Thursday 9 to 12. And again, you just drop in and whoever is on call for that time is happy to help you. If you want to come see me, I am Wednesday afternoons from 1 to 4. And like I said, you can join through Zoom as well. And then there are also opportunities for you to meet with a study abroad coordinator once you've selected a program to meet more one-on-one again. So Start Here, we have a lovely Start Here page that can also walk you through the steps on studying abroad. If you want to scan the QR code here, that'll get you right there and where you need. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you got a little bit of a snapshot of Latin America. I'm sure this presentation didn't do that region justice whatsoever, but I really look forward to working with you and hope you visit our office soon or contact me if you have any questions. Take care.